Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Well, I started seeing stories about this maybe about a week or two ago, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I saw videos and people were saying that a white woman is in fact a founder and creator of Zeus. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Wouldn't be shocked by it though, but I said, this is interesting. I was like, what is going on here? But again, I don't watch Zeus, okay? Some of you guys have said, hey, you need to watch it, but I just don't watch it. I haven't watched it yet. So I was just like, whatever. It is what it is. Who cares on who found it? I just know that the plumber guy seems to be the face of Zeus. So it wasn't until, though, that one of the gentlemen who also claims he's a co-founder, he decided to do a video that opened up a can of worms when it comes to this story about Zeus. So I'm gonna just break it down. I don't know exactly what caused this woman to come out and speak about this. She even also says, now this lady, her name is Amanda. This is the Storm and King Bach, if I'm not mistaken. Now, you should know at this point, Nicole clearly is under a rock somewhere because I didn't know who any of these people were. Okay. I had no idea who they were. And looking up the information, these are big time influencers, okay? This King guy has 25 million followers. Amanda has 21 million followers. And D Storm has 6.8, almost 7 million followers, okay? So clearly, they are huge influencers in the social media world. Well, Amanda decided to actually post, and she said, not sure where all of this is coming from all of a sudden, but yes, I am one of the handful of owners of the Zeus network, and no, my lifestyle does not reflect my significant equity, as I have not received any income from Zeus since coming up with the name for the platform in 2018 to date. Okay. So she posted this, and I want to say this was around March 20th. And so this was around the time that clearly I started seeing these videos about people saying, oh my gosh, like a white woman is actually one of the founders of Zeus. Like, what the hell is going on? So at that point, some people were saying she was lying. Some people were saying there was actual background information on it. Now, looking up the information, they actually had several articles all the way dated back to 2017, where all three of these social media influencers saying that they were the co-founders of Zeus. Okay. Even having to deal with SAG-AFTRA, signed an agreement with Zeus. And it literally says in the article that Lemuel Plummer is the founder, and he's a TV producer, and the co-founded people are King, Amanda, and D Storm. So it's dated back even all the way from 2017, 2018 that these three are co-founders of Zeus. All right. So with that being said, however, Lumi, I think they call him Lumi for short, but Lumel came back at her. And this was all on Twitter saying, Amanda, stop lying to these people. You are a fraud. You buy your followers and likes. I am the creator, investor, founder, and CEO of Zeus. Thank you. And she responded, you are the co-founder with a heart. Okay. Of course, passive aggressive move, but at the same time, is she lying? Who knows? But with that being said, he started to double back allegedly on Instagram, making comments like, well, if you need a job, just reach out to Natalie if you want to be a part of Baddies, and just kind of was, playing these like low blow type of responses, pretty much implying that, hey, you're broke. I have all of this money. It's not my fault that you aren't popping like I guess you used to be popping. So with that, after that happened, he kind of went on a rampage. Like even as this, I think it was yesterday, he posted this on his story. And if you guys know this actual movie, it is The Social Network. It's allegedly about the founding of Facebook. And if you guys don't know the backstory, some of you guys may be too young to remember, but allegedly 3 gentlemen actually went to Mark Zuckerberg while they were attending Harvard with the idea. And allegedly, they claimed that Mark Zuckerberg ran with their idea and just created Facebook behind their back. And next thing you know, once he really got it going, they sued him. Okay. Now, if you guys remember this scene, this was a very, very powerful scene. It shows a scene of Mark Zuckerberg, the actor being very obnoxious, arrogant, pretty much saying that, he is not focused on these people. They don't mean anything to him. He's focused on Facebook right now. And if they would have invented Facebook, then their names would be on Facebook. It was a very powerful scene just to show. And he was in front of attorneys and everything else. And he just pretty much said, screw y'all. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. However, Lemuel posted this as if I guess he was trying to say he's the Mark Zuckerberg of this. Here's the problem though, Plummer. The problem is that even though these 3 guys felt like their idea was stolen from them, the courts clearly ruled in their favor, if I am not mistaken. Based on my research, those 3 guys got hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? Hundreds of millions of dollars. So you want to use this saying that's your mood, but if these 3 have any type of proof that they are the co-founders besides these articles that I just shown, if they have any type of proof, you may in fact also have to pay them as well. So I don't know if this was a good example. So he started, I guess, in his own way trolling about the situation. Now, Amanda was the only one who decided to say something. As you saw, there were 2 other Black men who are allegedly co-founders, D Storm and King. Okay. Now, once Amanda said what she said, it kind of cleared up. I didn't hear anything else about it, but D Storm Power, he decided to make a video about this. Okay. And once he made a video about this, and I'm going to play the video, y'all, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. He has the receipts. He's saying, don't worry about the tweets, worry about the receipts. And then he gives a serious allegation in regards to Lemuel Plummer, and not just the allegations of allegedly scamming and not paying them, but also some other allegations. So I'm going to play it for you guys, but it definitely does get deep when it comes to this. And it really makes me wonder what's going to happen. What is going to happen with Zeus and with Plummer in this situation? Because allegedly there are lawsuits in regards to this. And let D Storm tell it, there have been plenty other lawsuits that have been against Lemuel and Zeus also. He's just allegedly paid them under the rug. But yeah, we are going to definitely check this out and we are going to talk about it. But with that being said, I just want to say fair use. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only, fair use. So let's do this, y'all, because it definitely makes me wonder what the hell is going on. But let's just keep it real. I've said time and time again, a lot of times when you see these very, very successful people, a lot of times they've screwed over a lot of people to get to where they are. Bottom line, especially in the entertainment industry. But again, don't know for sure, but I'm just saying it definitely seems like that possibly could be the case. So let me put this up here. All right, so let's go.
So I see Lemmy Plummer, or Lemon Pepper as y'all call him, is up on X spewing lies. But let me tell you something. Never trust tweets, only trust receipts. I'm about to break down for you the entire situation when it comes to Zeus ownership.
Can you guys hear it? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the video. because I definitely need to know to make sure that you guys can hear it. Put a thumbs up or something in the chat, but I'm going to continue to play it, okay?
I get a call from a good friend of mine, Lemuel Morris. Congrats on your Emmy, by the way, my brother. Lamorne tells me that he has a colleague named Lemuel Plummer who wants to meet with me about starting a social network. His pitch was he wanted to start a black Netflix for influencers and call it the Social Network, which was already a Facebook movie, by the way. He offered me a good amount of equity in the company and said he was going to look out for Lamorne for connecting us. He never looked out for Lamorne. Now, at the time, I had the biggest series on the internet called The Cart Series. Wait, baby, don't do that. No. Had over 500 million views. It was nominated for an Emmy, 4 Streamies, winning 2. Then Lemmy asked me, are there any other influencers I could bring on as partners because we needed some heavy hitters in social media for this thing to work. I said, how about I reach out to another longtime friend of mine, King Batch. He had the numbers. Lemmy agreed. Batch agreed to join. Lemmy said we need one more partner, some diversity. So Batch reached out to Jake Paul, but Jake was working on another project and said, I'll at least give y'all an episode on round 1.
Welcome to the Taj Mahal.
Then Batch said, what about another good friend of ours, Amanda Cerny? She was getting millions of views, making millions of dollars off of brand deals. We all agreed. Now, at this point, I broke down my equity so myself, Batch, and Amanda could have even equity across the board, and we all became co-founders.
I met with Daystorm, King Batch, and Amanda Cerny, who were pretty big influencers.
Yes.
And we ended up, I brought them on board.
Lemmy was supposed to be behind the scenes as the CEO, and the three of us.
Like I said, he has receipts. Okay. He said, don't look at the tweets, look at the receipts. Let me continue.
Us were to be the face of the network, myself as the president. In the coming weeks, we started a group chat, and the founders came up with a new name for the social network. Some of the names was trash. And then one day I thought, wait, Nike was a Greek god. They were successful with their shoe and apparel line. Why don't we name ourselves after a Greek god? Let's be Zeus. So then Amanda's like, I had a dog named Zeus. Shoot, I like it.
Daystorm actually came up with the name Zeus. We were strategizing and talking about different names.
So then became the Zeus Network. In our operating agreement, Lemmy's job was to put up the money for the first round of content, which he'd get back as soon as we launched. Myself, Batch, and Amanda's job was to use our audience and our face and our likeness to blow up the company and give it a legitimate name. Lemmy's like, look, guys, I'm a nobody, and you guys have the influence and celebrity to make this work. So that summer, we went hard as hell.
Zeus just came out today. You on this nigga, you gonna die. At what point did you hear me say Zeus, man?
When you looked at me and said Zeus?
There's no sound here, but you guys let me know if you can still hear, but there's no sound in this part. But this is just showing the promo of Zeus.
My job was also to go out and find as many creators as possible so that we could have enough content to live on the platform when it launched. To drive the necessary traffic to the platform, the flagship shows would be Batch, Amanda, and I also agreed to put season 2 of Cart onto Zeus. Shit, I even called in a favor from Uncle Snoop to pop up in the series, and he looked out for me.
Let's tear us apart.
Strike one. You've been watching too much Zeus, nephew.
And then we spoke to 25 other creators who are also friends of ours and told them we'll give them a free series on Zeus if they promote the app. Let me promise all of them that they would get a percentage of the subscriptions. They didn't get a dime. So approaching the launch of Zeus, Lemmy calls me up crying, talking about the whole network about to go under because I ran out of money. I physically went into the office that entire summer and edited 4 series for Zeus. Then I put up $135,000 of my own money, paying for Bad Escorts, Cart season 2.
He said he put up $135,000. That just shows you how much he was invested because clearly he felt he had a stake in this company. Why would someone who has this much influence invest $135,000? If anything, Lemmy, whatever his name is, he would need them, not the other way around. So their influence and their millions of followers is enough. But he not only had the followers, he invested 6 figures into the project. So that right there, I'm damn sure can almost guarantee he got proof of the money he put into it. That right there would show that this was an investment. At least in my opinion, that's what it would show, right? Let me continue.
2, and 4 other creative series. Now, bear in mind, contractually, we weren't supposed to put up any money. But let me say it, I'm going to pay you back as soon as Zeus launches and we're profitable. Now, every show on Zeus has music in the background, but keep in mind, we had no more budget for music. So I called in another favor from my good friend Tommy Brown and Franks, and I said, yo, we need beats for Zeus. They done produced everything from Ariana Grande to Justin Bieber. Tommy gave us over 1,000 beats with a promise from Lemmy that they'd get paid back once Zeus was profitable. They never got paid. We understood that Zeus couldn't just be successful in social media, and we needed a partner in traditional media. So I talked to my boy Fonz, and he links me with Tiffany, who works at SAG-AFTRA. Zeus ended up signing a historic deal as the first social platform to partner with SAG-AFTRA.
That was one of the articles that I showed you guys. So this was back in 2018. The first article about Zeus was back in 2017. I want to say like November of 2017. So their name is attached to Zeus, okay? Along with SAG-AFTRA, which is the actors union when it comes to Hollywood, okay? And theater and everything else.
And because of this partnership, I was also able to get a lot of the creators and actors their SAG card because they had shows and series on Zeus. And let me end up stabbing SAG-AFTRA in the back, by the way. This is why I say don't trust tweets, only trust receipts. Let's keep it going. Now, since Zeus was a new platform and app, there was a lot of bugs that needed fixing. Now, our original tech partner, Nick, warned Lemmy that there was going to be some bugs and problems on launch day. But Lemmy ain't listen for shit. With his Napoleon complex, him and Nick used to get into it. So we throw this big-ass launch party in LA. We had ice sculptures, DJs, red carpet, big screens. Amanda bit the bullet and did this big-ass deal with Diageo for half her rate so we could have Ciroc as a sponsor. We was in it.
It came together. We're doing our pre-launch party, so coming out July 13th. I'm super stoked.
On launch day, all the creators who had a show on the platform promoted the hell out of Zeus. And over 45,000 people joined the platform that day. So now we on Easy Street until the next day we get a call from our tech partner, Nick, who said there was a glitch in the system and everybody got into Zeus for free. We had to boot everybody out of Zeus and ask them to rejoin for the subscription price. And if you know anything about people, they ain't paying for shit after they got it for free. So the first round of Zeus was a wash.
Like me, because I damn sure wouldn't have paid for it if I had it for free. But so far, y'all let me know if this sounds pretty convincing, because he's telling a story and he's bringing receipts at the same time. But let me continue.
We had to scramble and come up with a plan for round 2 with no money. Then King Batch comes in clutch and saves the day and brings in our 5th partner, a silent investor named Ben Koo, who put up the funds we needed for round 2. On round 2, we changed up the plan and we used the funds from Ben Koo to make longer form content. Amanda secured Lil Tay, who was huge at the time. Bat secured B. Simone, who was huge at the time. I secured Quay, who was huge at the time. And Lemmy secured Michael Blackson. Those shows with TT being the flagship gave us enough subscribers and enough income to make it to the next season for even bigger shows. Now, Lemmy controlled all the money at Zeus. And at this point, myself, Batch, and Amanda were pushed out while Lemmy's taking these interviews acting like he did it all by himself.
But you did have partners. So you did have partners. What happened to them niggas?
You tell me.
Man, I'll Google this shit. Stop it, man. No, I remember seeing them.
You tell me.
So you bought them out, right?
You tell me what happened to these guys.
No, King Bach. Yeah. So King Bach, Amanda Cerny. That's what I was like. That's when they were lit.
Yeah, like I said, I created Zeus. I ended up investing my own capital. They didn't put in any money. They didn't do anything.
He seized all the Zeus accounts, got himself.
Damn. And the fact that he kind of was tiptoeing around the question when academics asked him, what happened to them? You had partners, right? You tell me. You tell me what happened to them.
All this heavy security and started spewing lies.
I thought they would bring some value, bring some money to the table and do their thing, and they did.
Let me tell you something. Anybody who needs that kind of security is either super famous or did a lot of people dirty.
The firestorm swept through the...
Here we go. Let me go through, because of course he is monetized, of course, naturally. But yeah, so far, you guys, like, this is definitely convincing for me. so far. But again, you know, you have Lemmy's side, you have their side, and then there may be the truth somewhere in the middle. But I guess the courts are going to have to decide. But let me continue.
Part of what makes this whole platform special is, yes, you guys are partners and owners with me in this. And what you bring to the table, like you said, is relationships. People would not do this if it wasn't because of you and King Batch and Amanda.
Now, when you have a
He has a recording of Lemmy. That's allegedly Lemmy saying that they are a part of this. They're owners of this. This is interesting. And he's coming with receipts with text messages also.
successful company like Zeus, you do something called partner payouts. Lemmy pays himself, but never pays his partners. To be totally transparent, we had a falling out because a good friend of ours, who is now a successful Latin artist and used to be Lemmy's assistant, told us that he sexually assaulted her. Till this day, myself.
And there it is. There it is. So apparently the fallout happened because it seemed like they had a great working relationship. But it sounds like the fallout happened when Lemmy's allegedly former assistant accused him of SA. And clearly, based off of this, it sounds like those three took her side. And I guess that's when the fallout happened. And I guess that's when everything happened to where Lemmy was like, who are they? What are they? I don't know them. They didn't do anything. So apparently that's where the fallout happened, which and still is completely messed up. But interesting enough, I wonder if there was a lawsuit about that, about the SA. But that's deep, and that's a huge accusation. But let me continue.
Batch and Amanda, we received K1 tax documents stating that we make millions of dollars from the Zeus network as partners. So we're paying taxes on money that we never received. So while Lemmy Plummer.
Okay, that's another thing. If you have to pay taxes on money you never received, that means your name is somewhere. Your name has to be somewhere showing that you are a part of that company. So again, to say all of that, this man, they have to have receipts. And I'll be damned if it's showing that I am getting millions of dollars that I've never received and I have to pay taxes on that. Can you imagine how much taxes they have to pay and they still haven't received the money? Whoo,
walks through Paris with 5 security guards and designer clothes and purchases. Let me just read this. New home, RVs.
Lemmy bought me a truck for my birthday.
The Zeus network bought you.
Zeus bought it.
Cybertrucks, cars, jewelry, and he's giving out bags to everybody who walks through Zeus's door. The partners who initially kept the lights on and made Zeus what it is today received nothing. Don't let the internet and lemon pepper fool you. We put them on. This guy's a fraud. I had a call a few years back with Lemmy and Jason Tolbert, who's also works there and is too cowardly to say something because he was on the phone call. And Lemmy is like, you guys are fucking losers. I'm going to drag this case until you all broke. Zeus is worth $1 billion. You can't beat the machine. You'll never beat Zeus. And he's been dragging it. We spent over $1 million on lawyers already. Oh, they're not even part of the company. We have to sit up there and prove that he's on some bullshit. So we'll spend 3 months and a couple $100,000 just to prove that he's telling another fucking lie. We've been literally fighting this dude in court for 2 years, y'all. I found out that Zeus has multiple lawsuits that Lemmy done settled behind our backs. And when you hear all these women on TikTok or you hear Ray J going off and shit.
To all the women that's going through this with Lemmy and going through this with Zeus, like, we hear you and we're gonna help you.
We're gonna stay in this room.
Did y'all see that? Do I need to bring it back? Let me. Right there, it says Ray J calls Lemuel Plummer the Black Jeffrey Epstein and says he has footage of Lemmy allegedly putting hands on women. Wow. Wow, wow. Hey, Dustin. Hey, Trina. You guys can hear it, right? Let me know if you guys can hear it. But yeah, when I tell you, I'm talking about lawsuits allegedly, scamming allegedly, thievery, SA, who's the real owners? Will the real owners please stand up? This is a mess. And what he's saying is that because one thing about it, I've always heard that the CEO, Lemmy, does have a lot of security. Apparently, wherever he rolls, he has a lot of security. I just assumed it was because of the content that he puts out there. And of course, you know, it's ratchet content. And from my understanding, some of the people who have been on those shows have mysteriously passed, allegedly. People who are unhappy. So I just thought he had that security because he doesn't look like he's a big guy. He has that security to protect him from people who are disgruntled and upset about how they were looked at, perceived, or family members, whatever the case may be. Now, based on what he is saying, it could be that he allegedly has screwed over so many people. He just doesn't have, he has to have someone look over his shoulders and protect him at all costs because he got a lot of people out there that apparently he's burned, which is wow. And I guess your company would be worth almost $1 billion if you're not paying 3 of your founders that have earned also those millions of dollars. So this is interesting. But yeah, so let me continue.
We're going to stay in this room for 3 to 4 hours until you do what I tell you to do.
I don't f with that.
Why not?
Wait. You worked with him
he's
before?
like the Black Harvey Weinstein.
So while Lemmy flies on his private jets and throws out money to crowds off of a career full of lies, keep in mind that if he can do this to his partners, imagine what he would do to someone who is not. Anyway, y'all, this has been my TED Talk. I just wanted to explain to y'all the ownership of the Zeus network, and you're looking at the fucking president.
There's a driver from.
So there it is. That was from, his name is it D-Storm? Y'all know I butcher names, but that is from him. And he broke it down and pretty much said that Lemmy is a liar. And Lemmy has been accused of a lot of stuff. And the breakdown happened between them. Everything was all great until his assistant allegedly accused him of SA. And because they took, I guess, the girl's side, after that, Lemmy said, F him, and made it seem like they didn't contribute anything. Mind you, he said he put in $135,000 just on one part alone. We don't even know if he definitely put in more, but he definitely mentioned $135,000. Most people in the United States don't even make that in a year. And he put that towards it. So to me, that will show an example that you're definitely investing in this company for other reasons besides vain reasons. You're investing in a company because you feel like you're going to get a return. All right. Now, with that being said, this is starting to hit the internet like crazy. People are talking about this video like, damn, he broke it down. He had video recording of it. You guys heard it, right? Trina, Dustin, y'all let me know if y'all did hear the video that I was just showing. He had recordings. He had tweets. He had text messages. He had it all. You know what I mean? So if he could do that in a 9-minute video, I can't even imagine what all of them have together. Okay. Mind you, King, I think they call him King Batch, King Bach, whatever, King Batch. He actually has on his IG page that he is a co-founder of Zeus. He actually has it in his profile. Okay, so he actually has it there. So this is going to be quite interesting. So of course, because this has become big attention at this point, because at first it was just Amanda saying something. Now you have this guy who did a whole video saying, don't trust the tweets, trust the receipts. Well, of course, Lemmy had to comment on this because he using his IG as a way to have some get back or whatever the case may be. So he posted literally like maybe an hour ago, and he said, I will address your lies post very soon, and then added him and said, in the meantime, let me know if you're interested in being on Smile LA. Dr. Trev Thomas. I look forward to court/trial. So again, being petty, but at the same time, I guess this is the way for him to protect himself. He pretty much saying you need to get your teeth fixed, just like he was trying to say, Amanda, like if you just looking for a job to be on baddies, like just reach out to Natalie. He's pretty much saying, yeah, I'll address it very soon. I'll see you in court. But in the meantime, why don't you sit up there and put in for, I guess, the show that they're doing called Smile LA. So, yeah. So that's still, he claims everything is a lie. But again, haven't we seen that time and time again? People who are in the power position or in the what is seen as the successful position, they are always saying that everyone is lying on them. They always say that. Okay. And a lot of the times the money and the influence can hide that also. It can hide the truth. Now, here's the thing though. Now, this would be the interesting thing because Lemmy, Zeus, and Natalie Nunn, they are definitely, they have an attraction. They have attention, especially Natalie. Natalie has been in the social media reality star world for a good minute, okay? I think she has like 3 million followers, right? Zeus has, I think, a couple of million. Lemmy is getting up there, but it's nothing compared to what this King and Amanda. First of all, King alone had 25.9 million. So pretty much, let's just say 26 million followers. What Zeus and what Lemmy and what Natalie have combined doesn't equal what that man's influence is on social media. Okay. Not to mention Amanda, who has like 21, 22, and then this guy who has 7 million. So it'll be interesting to see because they have been in the influence game for a very long time. Whose side are people going to take? You know what I mean? Like whose side? Because again, we have videos showing that Lemmy said that he brought them on. He brought them on because of their influence. They already had the audience. They already had the popularity. Lemmy did not. And they still have the influence and the popularity. It seems like they're still doing fine. Clearly, if they are taking hundreds and thousands, millions of dollars to sue this man, allegedly, I'm going to say they're still doing fine on the influence side. Okay? I'm going to say they're still doing fine. Now, apparently, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Zeus at this point has, I think, 1 million subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Zeus has 1 million subscribers. I think they've actually hit their 1 million mark. Now, I don't know how much it costs for a Zeus network membership. Let me see. Let me look this up. Anybody on here have Zeus? Let's see. Zeus right now, it looks like, wow, okay. So it's $5.99. $5.99 a month, it looks like. So let's just say if they have 1 million subscribers, that's a lot of money per month. That's a lot of money per month. Okay. And let's be clear, the shows that they make don't seem like it's high quality production. Okay. It doesn't take much. So they're probably making a huge profit, but that profit probably wouldn't be as big if he actually was sharing it amongst his co-founders. They said they haven't been paid a dime. Okay. And yet it's easily, you can estimate that they're probably bringing in about $6 million easily a month. Easily. Okay. So what do you guys think about this? This is deep. And it's not just the accusation of him being an alleged thief and a scammer and just taking people's influence, using them up and then throwing them away. It's not even just that. They're talking about SA accusations and how he's treating women from his platform. You know what I mean? And Natalie Nunn's name was in it too. Based on what they're saying, that one girl who was on there was saying that they said she ain't leaving the room until she does what they told her to do. This could get really deep. This could get very deep. And if just one or two of those women decide to be added on to this case or decide to actually talk about his character and everything else for this case, Lemmy may be in some shit, but apparently he's real cocky, saying that, you know, this company's almost worth $1 billion. So he has the money, he has the revenue to drag this out. And he said he has been dragging it out. He said he has been dragging it out, but I don't know, y'all. The thing is, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things about Zeus that have not been positive. A lot of people think that it's very demonic, the shows and things like that, and how, you know, they have these girls fight just within a drop of a dime. And they also were alleging that some of these shows that they have on Zeus, when you're watching the show, and you actually are invested in some of the people who are on the show, and then you later find out, not from Zeus, but I guess from other resources, that you find out some of those people who are on the shows have passed, they're unalived, and Zeus doesn't allegedly post about it or even say, like, at the end of the actual show or the beginning of the show that person has passed, which a lot of people think is creepy. And it absolutely is creepy that you're not even, if it's true, you're not even saying this person that you're watching, that you're potentially invested in, that you're rooting for, is no longer even on this earth. That's deep. Okay. So a lot of people are already saying that there's definitely some demonic entities going on with the success of Zeus. Mind you, from my understanding, Lemmy is a preacher's kid. Apparently, he's a PK. Am I shocked by that? No. I done said time and time again, you got to watch out for them PKs, police kids, politicians' kids. They all shady, in my opinion. But yeah, so this is quite interesting on where this is potentially going to go. Hey Danielle, yeah, this is damn, like, honestly, my opinion, y'all know how I am. I don't give a damn how famous someone is. I want the truth, okay? I want people who have been screwed over to get their just due. All right. Now, based on what I have seen so far, just based off of the videos and how Lemmy has responded versus how this Daystorm has responded, it seems like the Storm is telling the truth. You know what I mean? And to me, when you want to tiptoe around people asking you questions about what happened to your co-founders and what happened to these influencers who were like huge back then investing in this, and you're like, you tell me what happened to them, and then say, oh, well, you know, they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, or just kind of blowing it off and trying to say that you know, you created this and keep it moving. And it's potentially because it's all in the name of them saying you allegedly SA'd someone, and we don't rock with that, and we're not going to support this. However, does that mean that you remove them from the company? You can't. Legally, you can't. So this is messy. This is messy. And if Daystorm, Amanda, and King are telling the truth, they need to get their money. They really need to get their money, which potentially is going to be millions on top of millions of dollars. Okay. And then at that point, what happens? Are they just going to be silent investors, silent owners, and they're just going to kind of continue to get their money? Would he dismantle the company just to turn around and start another one? Like, what would he do at that point if he owes them money? You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be a Facebook situation where they're just going to continue to get paid money and the company's going to continue to grow? I don't know. But my guess is Lemmy don't have Mark Zuckerberg money, because even when Mark Zuckerberg allegedly got sued, he still had more money than Lemmy got right now. Okay, so he don't have the Mark Zuckerberg long money. All right, not that many people do, especially people who are Black. So yeah, I definitely want to know what your take is on this. Did you guys hear, Trina, Dustin? You guys let me know before I go. Did you guys hear the video? Because if you guys didn't hear the video, I will have to play it again. Because it's deep. It's a deep video. So y'all let me know if y'all heard the video. But based on what I'm seeing, Daystorm and Amanda seem to be telling the truth. Okay. They seem to be telling the truth. You heard it? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Trina. They seem to be telling the truth. Lemmy claims that he is going to address their lies in their post. Which, interesting enough, if you're going to address it, but then say look forward to court or trial, why would you address it? You let the courts decide, or you let the courts handle it. But I think with the situation with the storm, the reason why he came out is because probably Amanda was getting dragged, and because they have been going back and forth in court, and how he claims that Lemmy's been dragging it. So because of that, he said, okay, you know what? All bets are off. You know what I mean? Like, all bets are off at this point. And of course, as you can see at the top, he has Kendrick Lamar playing. Can you take an educated guess on what song Lemmy is playing while he has this post on his freaking story? Of course, They Not Like Us. Everybody, when there is a major beef at this point, they're playing They Not Like Us, just like my generation was playing Ether, just like the generation before me was playing No Vaseline. So They Not Like Us, of course, was playing while he was saying that he was going to address his lies, but he's going to have to show the proof that they're lying. You know, like he's saying we got to show proof that we were a part of this company. I would say $135,000 is a lot of damn proof. A lot of proof. But again, people with resources, people with top attorneys, a lot of times they can get away with a lot of shit even when they are guilty. So I just want the truth to come out, and whatever that truth is, whatever justice, if justice is on those three sides, let the truth prevail. If justice is on Lemmy's side, let the truth prevail for him. But based on what I'm seeing now, it don't look good for Lemmy. Don't look good for Lemmy on a criminal level, on an ethical level, a moral level. It just don't look good. You know what I mean? And it's interesting that I guess these were the three who were involved, and then all of a sudden Natalie popped up. Because I don't think Natalie was a part of Zeus from the beginning. I don't think she was. But all of a sudden, when the baddies and everything else came out, now it's like you always see a Lemmy and a Natalie constantly together. But yeah, oof, I tell you, it's a cold world. I tell you right now, this is trifling as all hell. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But I would love to see what Lemmy is going to say about this, because he had the receipts, not Natalie and her chin. Yeah, her chin has a mind of its own. It definitely has a mind of its own, which, interesting enough, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I want to say about a week or so ago, some things resurfaced about Natalie and her, and comments about Black women. Did y'all see something about that recently? Did y'all see something about that recently? That some things resurfaced about her, and some comments that she said about Black women. Okay. Now, of course, some people gonna say, well, she's Black, she's biracial. I believe she has a white mother and a Black father. So again, just like I said with the Matt Barnes situation, when he said Tasha K, the Black chick, if they felt like they were just completely Black, they wouldn't be making those type of damn comments. So, but yeah, Natalie just recently came out with some stuff too, some stuff that resurfaced about her, and some kind of ignorant comments that she said about Black women. So it'll be interesting. They definitely feel like they're untouchable, clearly, because they don't seem to be fazed by this. But then again, why would they even really, act like they're worried? They feel like, they have the subscribers and they have the money on their side. But again, the influence that these other three have could actually help them. It could really help them, especially with the other silent partners that they said did get involved in other producers, like the music producer that he said he had to get music from, getting involved, and that music producer not getting paid money. All of that stuff they have to have receipts. You know what I mean? Especially in this day and age where everything technology driven, phones and how you send stuff through iCloud and all of that stuff, that has to be out there. And he is saying nobody that invested in this in the beginning, including those three, they have not gotten paid. I don't know. I can't rock like that. I cannot rock like that. Like, I feel like God would check me so fast doing some stuff like this. Like, there has to be a legitimate way for you to do business and still be able to make your money. Like, okay, so you wouldn't have 100 million, you may have 50 million, but you would have to split the other 50 million with them. So the hell what? Everybody can eat, everybody can get paid. You know what I mean? I just don't understand why people have to be so selfish and evil. You know, again, if this is allegedly all true, like, they did what they were supposed to do. Variety was picking up these articles. Like, they did what they were supposed to do, and then they're not getting anything. They're actually in the negative, in the hole. Messed up to me. But with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation below. What do you guys think? Do you feel that it's true about what Lemmy is saying? Do you agree with Lemmy? Are you team Lemmy on this situation? Or are you team DeStorm, King, and Amanda in this situation? And what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you feel like this will completely ruin Zeus? Or will it make it stronger? Because we're in a society now where this type of bad publicity could actually help his ass. That's the crazy part. Even in the Me Too movement, because I wasn't even aware that he had other SA allegations on him until I saw this video. And apparently Ray J allegedly putting stuff out there and other women putting stuff out there. And it hasn't been a big deal. I haven't seen it all over the place. So this should just tell you, like, this is the type of society we live in now. And allegedly he has had other lawsuits that he has kind of paid under the rug. This is crazy. This is crazy. But with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.